One thing that I learned about life is we have to stop trying to take shortcuts. I This is the second time that this happened to me, that I tried to take shortcuts and it did not go good. Well, I don't like going over bridges. There was a time in my life when I was doing the worst mentally. My anxiety was through the roof. I just felt horrible. I was crying every day. It just felt horrible. It felt bad. I had no hope. It was one of the worst, one of the lowest times of my life. And it was the biggest fight that I've had over the years. I've been dealing with my anxiety. I have anxiety. So yeah, I was going through one of the hardest times. It was very hard. Normally I try to, keep myself calm, and I can. And I'm able to, but around that time, I don't know what was going on, but it was tough. It was very tough. I wasn't taking any medicine or anything. And I ended up, I had to go to work. So I had to go over the bridge, which is something that freaks me out. Like, I get very anxious when I'm going over the bridge, and but I had to go to work, so I had to go over the bridge. And I was trying to how do you say it? I was trying to prevent myself from having to go over the bridge, so I ended up trying to take a different route. But by taking a different route, I ended up having to go to an even bigger bridge. I'm talking about a huge bridge. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't get myself to do it. And it was a one-way road, and it was tough, and I didn't know what I was going to do. But thankfully, it was a way through to, I don't know if it was like a beach or something, somewhere where people walk. And I ended up turning in there, and I was able to go back. So that was number one. The second time, I was going from one of my jobs to the next, so it was a way that I've never took before. And I saw the GPS that it said I had to go over the road, over a bridge. So here I go, trying to prevent myself from going over that bridge, because that day I was having a bad day and I was feeling anxious already as it was. So I said, you know what, I'm not gonna be able to go over the bridge. I know myself, and I'm gonna have like a little panic attack or something, and I'm not gonna be able to, so let me not put myself through that. So I ended up doing a U-turn, which I was paying more attention to the GPS. Little did I know, it was actually a illegal U-turn. I was not supposed to make a U-turn there, which I noticed after I saw the cop lights in the little mirror. So yeah, I ended up getting stopped, and I was so exhausted that day, and I was like, you know what, give me the ticket. I don't even care. Oh well, fuck it, give me the ticket. I'm gonna get a ticket. That, I did it. I deserved it. But luckily, they actually let me out with they let me go with a warning. Thankfully, they let me go with a warning. So I ended up going up by my way, and I ended up going a different way, which I also ended up having to go through a bridge. Now this one wasn't so big, it wasn't so bad. I was a little anxious, but I made it through. But the lesson of the day was, stop trying to take shortcuts, because every time you do that, it's gonna turn out even worse. So from now on, I'm just gonna try to get through it the best as I can, and not try to take any shortcuts, because this is the second time that something like that happens to me, doing the same thing. So yeah, maybe try not to take any shortcuts and just get through it as best as you can. Just get through it. But overall, I have been getting a lot better with the bridges. Before it was horrible. I actually would either want to get back, go back, but I knew that I had to get to work, so there was no going back. I had to go through. So I ended up going through, but every time I did, I would freak out. So what I used to do was I used to either blast music, or I would call my mom and my husband, or my husband, either or. And they didn't know that, they were helping me get through it at the time, when I was calling them, but they didn't, they helped out a lot. I mean, they were my strength through it all, and I made it through the bridge, and I went and I got to work and I made it back, and I was just fine. So I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, now I go over the bridge, and sometimes I'm a little anxious, but music always tends to help. I blast my music and I just sing my lungs out. And yeah, I just get through it. So it's definitely a battle every day, but there's good days, there's bad days, there's great days, and I'm gonna keep fighting, keep going until I do, day by day. So yeah, no shortcuts. Just get through it. All right. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got.